Welcome to the Dave Show. My name is Dave, and today I'm here to talk about this RC car. Now, this is by DEERC, so DEERC is the name of the company, and they did provide this product for review, but they wanted me to show you the details of it and how it works, and I love RC cars. I've done a lot of these, and they're so fun to play with. Now, this one here is a four-wheel drive as well. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we're going to get in the package. Okay, here's everything we're going to get in the package, and this car is a pretty good size. It actually barely even fits on my table from my top-down camera. I need a wider lens for this. But first, I want to talk about the manual. Let's look at the manual first. And the manual is pretty cool because it does have all the information here that you need of the stuff that comes with it, all the bits and pieces of the car itself. The remote control. You do need to provide three AA batteries for the remote. I'll show you that here in just a second as well. But one of the big things I wanted to show you is kind of the assembly view. There's a lot of bits and pieces and parts. This is kind of a semi-professional. It's super fast, first of all, but it's also where you can take pieces apart. And this here shows all the bits and pieces that comes off, and the part numbers and the model numbers. So if you break something, you can get replacement parts for it. This car should last you a long time, especially if you're gonna abuse it and run it off-road and four-wheel drive, which is really fun to do. You've got that, and then there's the parts, the part code, accessory, retail accessory view of each part, the part number and everything, so you can order all these parts and pieces. Really, really cool. And here is the remote control. You've got a steering wheel for left and right. You have a throttle for forward and brake backwards. And then on the top, you can see here it's got it's a 2.4 gigahertz fast furious, it says. And then there's a couple of these little knobs here. There's a steering trim which will adjust your steering wheel. So if you're going straight, you're just driving straight and you have a tendency, and the car is like veering to the right, you can adjust it so it straightens out. Very nice. And this is a speed switch to adjust your speed as well. And then an on and off and a light to show that when it's connected. And then the bottom part here is, this is where you put your batteries. I put those batteries in. You do not get batteries with this. You do need to provide your own battery, so just a heads up on that. Now, you do get two batteries for the car itself. These are lithium ion batteries. You get two of them, and you get one charger. So if you wanted to charge one up while you're playing with the other, no problem. You just plug one in while you're running the other one and then swap them out. If you want to make sure that both are charged before you go out and play, then of course you want to make sure you have both of them charged. Very simple. Plugs into the USB. Now, you do need your own little power brick or power supply for it. And then the other end has this little connector. And then the batteries itself has two connectors. They have one for the power, so that goes in. There's some like little lines. I don't know if you can see it on there, but it just goes right in like that. And then the other one is what plugs into the car, which I'll show you that in a minute. You do got to be careful with batteries and battery chargers, not to overcharge them and not to, put them in fire and all that kind of stuff. Use your typical battery safety rules for that. And another thing you're going to get in the package is this little bag of some bits and pieces and parts. You're going to get a replacement shock in case if you need to replace the shock. You're going to get a small screwdriver to help you take all the pieces and parts out. You get another one of these little tie rods. This goes in between, for the tires that hold on to the tires and help it turn and that kind of thing. A little cleaning brush so you can clean the dirt out of it. You're going to get a tiny little wrench system here to take tires off and that kind of stuff, and a whole bag of parts. There's some extra nuts, some extra clips, some extra little screws, and all kinds of little bits and pieces. So they do give you some replacement parts if you need it. You do get those included in the package. Okay, here's the car or truck buggy. Actually, it's more of a truck, it looks like here. Now, there is some important notice here. It says, please remove the protective film on the car body. The body has a protective film on it, so it says they want you to remove it before you run it and so forth. And also disconnect the battery when you're not in work using it. You don't want to keep it connected. But now, to get to the battery compartment, you got to take the top piece off. And to do that, you have these little pins. Now they have these little pull tabs on them. You just pull and these little pins come out. Super cool, not a big deal. Once you pull those pins off, this will come off. There's these little towers that are there. It just pops right off like that. Super simple. It is just a plastic type cover for it, but it looks pretty nice. And then we've got the car stuff. Now there's a lot of stuff going on with this. There is the battery pack connector. That is this part here. So the red one goes with the red one. It only goes in one way. There's one horizontal, one vertical. It only plugs in one direction. So as you can see, there's little parts and bits of the motor system here. This is a 4-wheel drive, so there's gears on both sides. You've got shocks. So now you can see this goes up and down. It's got a lot of shocks going on both the front and the back. And then on this side here, you have this battery compartment. You have these little knobs that you can pull up, and then this little door comes down, so your battery gets kind of hidden up inside here. You're gonna take that. We're gonna pop this in like this. The wires come through. Let's see. What we really need is the one wire. We need this wire to come through, and then this door will close. You can lock it into place. And we're going to plug this in. So I'll go ahead and do that. Like that. Now you want to make sure the batteries are charged up. They don't come with very much charge on them, so you want to make sure you get enough time to charge them up. I don't know how much charge is on this one, but we will see. And to turn this on, you do want to, this is the button to turn it on. Now with the lid on here, you can get to it if you can kind of get up in here to turn it on. It's a little bit of a reach and kind of a pain on there, but you can do it. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. It gives you that sound. And there are some lights here. I don't know if you can see those flashing. You got some little headlights on there. So now this is ready to go and ready to pair with the remote control. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Now make sure your finger's not on the trigger, because when you turn it on and it pairs, this thing's going to take off. We're going to turn it on. I'm going to hold it just in case. Okay, it's good. And I'm going to pick this up so we can see. I'm hitting the trigger. Ooh. Bring it backwards. Forward. Woo! You can see it can go really, really fast. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so it doesn't jump off the table. So now once you have the batteries fully charged and ready to go, and you have batteries inside here, the only other thing to do is to go outside and play with it and have fun. Let's go out and give it a test. There you have it, a detailed, close look at this remote control 4-wheel drive truck. I hope you enjoyed it. If you were looking for a fun little toy like this one may be the right one for you.